Hi everyone, sorry for the late video. Today I'm finally getting around to some Necron warriors. Excuse me. So Indomitus comes with 2 sets of 10 Necron warriors. They come on a set of 2 sprues. I've broken this one apart just for ease of use. It's not 2 identical halves. See, one side has the 4 Gauss here, and then it not replicated over there, I guess. So I'm gonna get to building. I'm pretty excited about these. I'm gonna check the instructions, and it actually looks like each one is different, where the Assault Intercessors is kind of just 5 and 5, and that's it. So I'm a little excited. I'm also really excited. I think I showed it on an earlier video, one of my very old 6th edition Necron warriors, which is, you know, the same Necron warrior from forever, but assembling these, putting it side by side, it's like Primaris version of Necrons. It's just cool. And they can have a Gauss Flare, or they call it a Gauss Reaper. So that is brand spanking new and really cool. And then the assembly instructions, let's see here. That's pretty straightforward. So let's get to work. I am really excited about Necron Warriors finally getting an upgrade. If you've ever played them, they do get a little stale. Let's see, B1 is what I'm looking for. That's weird, there's an A on the B side. Here we go. So they get kind of stale because every unit has that one thing and there's no upgrades. It's kind of like playing Chaos Demons, which I know is a lesser played army, but you don't really have a sergeant that has different war gear. You just have models. Oh man, I love the battle damage on these. Let's see if I can show it off a little. I know, oh, mold lines. I don't know if you can see it. Some very thin mold lines on this guy. But I know it's living metal and regenerative, but a little battle damage goes, whoops, a long way. Let's go ahead and smoothly cut these off. The gates are in okay spots. And the mold lines are in easy to work areas. Oh man, I don't know. So, let's see if I can get a good view. Focus, right there. You can kind of see those 2 little bops, or I don't know what it is. I think it's supposed to be oil leaking, or whatever Necron blood is. It doesn't look like it's accidental. I'm going to leave it on. Oh yeah, it's totally intentional. There's weird knee fluid on a few of these guys. And this one's even missing an armor piece. Oh man, this is cool. They've always just been like, here's 100 of the exact same thing. Or 40, and they get back up, they fall down, and I mean, it is at the end of the day a zombie horde, but come on, it gets a little bland. All right, I'm going to do 5 with Gauss Flares, the traditional Necron weapon, and I'm going to do 5 with Gauss Reapers, the new Necron weapon. You know, this really has me excited for Immortals as well. B3A and B3B, what is this? With the other 10, I might see if they can be just kind of, here's all of the arms, slap them on there. Or if it really, really requires the specific kit bash or push fit pieces. With Space Marines, they really do, but Necrons, we've got these little tiny pins, and I haven't seen at all how they get built. Excuse me. So I'm wondering if I can cut the pins off and just assemble them a little bit differently. Usually, whoopsie, when I kit bash stuff, I'll throw on a show I've seen 100 times, but really enjoy, like 30 Rock or Venture Brothers, and just kind of zone out. Get a big old bag of bits, reach in, see what I pull out, if it works, and go to it. Some of my favorite kit bashes have just been, here's a mini and here's some random bits, let's see what I can do with it. But then I do still plan with Space Wolves quite a bit. Let's see here. You know, I'll have a distinct idea of what I want, like a Space Wolf Lord to have war gear wise, or a pose that I think would look cool. With basic infantry, okay, that peg goes in pretty well. I did warp it a little. It's the exact opposite with basic infantry. I'll cut all of like my Grey Hunter's left arms, right arms, weapons, throw them in a pile, and just yank stuff out. So the instructions have, this being the style of build, is get the arm together, get the body together, shove it in. If you ever assembled the old warriors, or the current ones I should say, it's pop the body on front and then stick the arms in and wiggle it around. They all have ball sockets. There's a slight peg right there and right here. And it's always good for me not to go full-on crazy pants conversion with these right out of the bat. I have to take some time and read instructions. No matter how long I've been building Warhammer, you can always miss a step and screw up, which I am very, very guilty of. Okay, so it's got two different types of heads. It's got one that is scowling with battle damage in one way and one that is scowling with battle damage in the other. So I'm just going to take maybe B4? I don't know. Which one pops up first? 4A. Oh, because this is B, that's A. Boom. One simple little clip. Really easy to cut off that gate. Oh no. Here I am, getting ahead of myself. I haven't clipped off the torso yet. So I have to hold this with some glue on it. Because if I drop it, I might accidentally glue it to my desk. Sorry, I am so excited. Building these kits is such a treat. Getting to build them early is amazing. How'd they change up this torso? Let's take a look. The curves of the little lines in their chest, the design is different. They used to go out almost I don't even know, raise, like from a center point, and now they're just straight lines. They've still got the cable dangle, which was, you know, you can't see it on these guys unless you look up because it's obscured. And I hope you can with the new ones because it's a cool detail. Let's see here. How is this guy going to fit in? We've got the one peg. Okay. So we've got the peg point of contact. And we've got these little guys and these little guys. Maybe the bottom two? Yeah, the bottom two. A lot of points of contact on these Necron warriors. I don't think you really have to glue all of them, though. I think it's a point that has so little movement and pieces sticking out that just one will be good. Okay, pop that dude on a base. Here we go. Oh yeah, that's nice. They've definitely got, they're walking with like a purpose. You can tell there's some motion. It's a slow motion though. It's an intentional motion where, let's take a look at the old ones. It's just kind of standing there shooting. And for the size comparison, boom, whole head bigger. But arguably, some people might say the old one's all squatted. If I actually had an old one, I might see if its legs were the same size. It's just super cool. I am going to paint one of these in my old Necron scheme, but not just straight up purple silver. Because with those, I think I just mixed some silver and mixed some purple. I think, what was the old purple wash? Druchii Violet, I think it was. Is that the current one too? Probably. All right, moving on to 6. And let's do alternate to where I'm going to do a Goss, Flare, and Reaper. Reaper just sounds cool. Oh yeah, the little axe is definitely detailed now. These kits have come a long way, and no more little acrylic rods. 8. Here we go. I'm going to try to clip this one completely out so I don't get overly excited again. Let's see. 7. Here we go. I am so excited for Necrons. It's definitely an itch to keep at them. Indomitus, it ran out. Games Workshop started doing made to order. But if you're a Necron player, it's fantastic for you. Because people are selling these on eBay, and the Necron halves are pretty much $100 right now. So if you just want the Necron half, I don't think you really need to wait for a made-to-order one. You can hop on eBay, maybe have to pay a little bit extra in shipping. You don't get the rulebook, but between you and I've gotten a peek at the tournament guide. Let's see, B9. And you know what? I'm just going to try clipping heads all willy-nilly. I think all these heads are identical. That comes with chapter approved. It's 2 books. One is chapter approved, just the points costs. And the other is pretty much the General's Handbook from Age of Sigmar, but better. It is, I want to say 90% of the big rule book. For rules, it doesn't have how to build an army, because it assumes that if you're at a tournament, you know how to build an army. But aside from that, it has all the terrain rules, all the obscure rules, the rules glossary, everything. It's fantastic. And it's small, lightweight, like a Reader's Digest, but a little bigger if they still make them. So if you want to save some money and you want to start a Necron army, you could just hop on eBay and do that. Or, anywhere that you can trade. Miniswap. I don't know if DACA is still around. They used to have a trading spot. I know Warseer is gone. A lot of trading on Facebook these days, but it's hit or miss. But yeah, that's kind of tempting me to start Necrons. I want to wait for the full release of the range, though. I don't know if they're going to run Necrons like they did Sisters of Battle, where it's, here's this really cool box, and then, oh look, here's all the rest of this really cool stuff. We've already seen they're getting terrain. They're obviously getting a new weapon for their warriors, because it's right in front of me. And when Dark Imperium came out, we hadn't seen everything for Death Guard or Primaris. So I'm also excited about all the new Blade Guard stuff Primaris is getting. The Assault Intercessors, the Bikes, the Eradicators. I know there's photos of a big, thick land speeder for Space Marines. Oh, that's a cool face. Look at that. Missing an eye. I love the battle damage. And when Dark Imperium came out, we had just aggressors, you know, straight up. Here are aggressors, here's their weapons, that's all they get. Same with intercessors, here's their one type of weapon. And the actual kit comes out, and they throw all sorts of stuff at us. Here's aggressor flamers, and your sergeant can now take a power fist, and then midway through the edition, guess what? Space Marine 2.0 comes out, your sergeant can take a thunderhammer. Just boom, thunderhammer, have it. It's yours now. That was bonkers. I didn't quite like the, hey, have an upgrade that's not in the box or anything with thunderhammer. And honestly, I think power fist isn't there either, because that's been an excuse in the past for getting rid of old models, is we don't have a kit for it, so we will make rules for it. Oh yeah, this guy's angry. This guy. He didn't want to get up out of the tomb world. It's not like I'm gonna quit the hobby or go be crazy on a Facebook page or something. Oh man. Look at these guys. Grumpy old men robots. They're no longer zombies to me, they're just grumpy old men. And they've got their weird little grumpy old men scarabs. I don't know, they're cool. But I'm excited. Man, we might get new destroyers and new heavy destroyers. We could get, I don't think we'd get new tomb blades because they're a new kit. And honestly, they're pretty cool. I really like tomb blades. I'd like to see them used more often. I got a thing for, I don't know, I guess kind of a fast oak road. What did I just clip? Figure it out. Having like a bunch of little jet bikes, but the armies that do that are armies I don't really care for. The Eldars. We're looking for 11. Here we go. And I just don't like how they look. I like the concept behind the playstyle of being quick, mobile, shooty, kind of light. But then I'm over here with Death Guard and Nurgle Demons and chunky Space Wolves with storm shields all over. I don't know. It's a damn fun game though. What am I looking? Oh. Could be doing it wrong. They could be on this sprue. Looking for these tiny numbers, I'm sure it's just so fun to watch me stare at this. Did I clip the wrong one? You know what? Oh, hey, there it is. I was going to say, there's never a time like the present to just start going willy-nilly. Did we see a new monolith model? I think it was teased. And however that works, could bring me back to Necrons. It's a great time to get a bunch of stuff on the cheap. B12. Through Indomitus online, everyone wants the Space Marine side because it's all the new pretty toys. And thinking about it now, the Necron side didn't really get new toys. They got pretty toys. Yes, only 2 of the units in the army already existed. And the rest of it is brand spanking new. But for Space Marines, everything is brand spanking new. With the exception of the Ancient. His model's new. I believe his rules are still the same as any other Primaris Ancient, where it's just leadership debuff and I think I might have just done the wrong thing. Well, we'll find out. On a 4-up, guy can get up and strike again. Yeah, that definitely doesn't. So, I just clipped the wrong arm. You can see the stress on the wrist. It's not too bad. It's definitely a stressed point, but it's not like if you glued the wrong spot on a Space Marine, you're just completely done. So yeah, if you make mistakes with the Necron Warriors, it seems like it's not that big of a deal. And emphasis on seems like, because you wait, I'm going to get to whichever one I just messed up. Which, I don't even know. Oh, yep. I clipped 48A when I needed 13A. Whoops. Well, when I get to whoever uses 48A, that's going to be interesting. So I'm going to start putting the chest. It tells you to put the head on the chest first. But the first time I did that, I kind of felt like the neck had a little strain on it because it is a long peg going into the slot and you do have to force it a little. And when I pushed in with my thumb, I felt resistance on the Necron's chin. Let's just try another grab bag from these heads. The instructions have one left arm and one of each right arm for each gun, and then 2 heads to choose from. So I just I clipped all the heads. Is that the wrong size? That's the right size base. Cat hair. Clipped all the heads off because none of them seem to be that kind of crazy unique in how they pop on. This one's a little rotated. Probably, no, that's fine. He can be looking at you crazy. Turn down your music, Sonny. All right. It's actually the longest set of instructions too. All right, now we are on this one. I'm gonna see if it is at all difficult to assemble it when it's already on the base. I don't see why it would be, but why the heck not? It's all about learning here. Yeah, it looks like a lot of their joints, there's a fluid coming out. Or wires. Maybe something to just give some diversity in the color to Necrons. I don't know if it'll focus that well. It's an elbow joint with some of the wires popping out. And there's another one of those legs where the armor panes came off. That is well needed changes in the Necrons. I really like it. Whoops. And these kits are really cool. So looking for B18. And this time let's get the right one. 13. 3. Oh man. There it is. No. Here it is. I'll make this one a 2-parter. I'll assemble the scarabs too. I'm spoiling you guys. Because the scarabs are like 3 pieces. They're very straightforward, but I think we can all agree they are insanely better than the old ones in just about every possible way. I'm looking for B20. I wonder if we could play like a sprue bingo. I mean, with the new kits, it would definitely be a little predictable, because these kits are 16, 17, 18, and it's only A and B, so never mind, that's a terrible idea. Okie doke. Let's get all these parts off. And really quickly, I'm willing to bet that the old flare is going to be longer range than this one, but less shots. So here we'll probably have like an Assault 3 or rapid fire 1. Or assault 2 or rapid fire 1. Can't give someone an assault 3. Be too good. But then the profile will be similar? I don't know. I don't make rules. I make minis. Little bit of mold lines on these guys. Pretty simple to deal with. I keep catching little spots of battle damage and worrying that I've ruined the mini somehow. Like I overly clipped or something. I'm just not used to seeing dents in Necron stuff. That one went together easily. Ooh, almost missed a little tiny... There we go. Okay, it's the first one that's pointing forward. Let's see if I can speed through this. Whoops. How fast we can get this guy together. Honestly, this is the toughest part, is getting the torso on. Because it's an odd angle, you kind of have to push up into the body. And with the arms already on it, that's a little hassle. I end up getting little gaps on the side. It's a spot no one's... Ooh, that's a lot of glue. No one's really going to immediately see. I need some paper towels to wipe this on. Still gonna spray some glue everywhere. But, you know, it's still an issue that there's little tiny gaps. Ooh. Yeah, he's gonna have problems when he's older. Whoops. I have got to stop doing that. Oh. Just tired, man. I cannot wait for the weekend. Obviously, getting this is going to be fantastic. But also doing no work. Be helping my wife. She's going to start a garden. And then I will be sleeping a lot. Be 22. And obviously, you know, painting, building, converting. I've got this big fat sack of Space Wolf bits from like 5 years of building Space Wolves, huge army. Excuse me. And I will be doing all sorts of crazy conversions. I've got my resin printer. I'm going to print all sorts of little upgrades that I can think of. Actually made this big frost sword. I designed it in Fusion 360 and I 3D printed it. It's got a few issues, but I want to give it to a Dreadnought. So I'm going to squeeze this down to Games Workshop size because those swords only come in the upgrade pack, and maybe print them for the Blade Guard veterans so that all of my Blade Guard will have traditional Frost Wolf weaponry. What was I doing? 23A. Here we go. And 29. Oh man, that guy's got a lot of stuff drilling out. Wow, I started on the wrong sprue. Well, I guess I started where it told me to, but some of these are just fantastic. Let me get some more of these heads clipped. Yeah, Necron side definitely wins the bits game. By heads alone. I'm trying to think if the Space Marine side has any bits at all. Oh, that one's kind of got its brain showing, or whatever robot brain is, its processor. This one's missing its lower jaw. Oh, the one with the brain showing totally has an overbite. Well, it's... honestly, it's kind of a surprise that we have options. And I wonder if this is just going to be the Necron kit moving forward. It makes sense. You've got the 2 options. I doubt they're going to have a sergeant or anything, because they're Necrons. They're all like leadership 10. The old one came with scarabs, the new one comes with scarabs. Yeah, that's a real possibility. Where assault intercessors could definitely be their own push fit. I would be fairly surprised if the assault intercessors didn't get additional close combat options, because I've seen a lot of people on forums and groups say that the assault intercessors are not as good as normal intercessors because normal intercessors can take that thunderhammer, and the weight of attacks they have, just the normal ones, or can get, outweighs the need for the armor penetration, and that it's just kind of overkill. But I haven't had a chance to even use the rules we've seen. I probably won't get a chance for a while. Maybe next weekend? No, I gotta work next weekend. Crud. Get these videos in while I can. You know, aside from trying to... Ooh, yeah, I just had my first almost back break moment. They do very much still have a weakness in the back. That's pretty similar, really. The new ones are sleeker, like Primaris compared to normal. Actually, this guy stands just about as tall. It's a pretty good representation. They're a bit more slim, I guess. It's definitely a new look. I think it's a huge improvement. Honestly, I was one of the people who thought Primaris Marines were kind of derpy when they came out. I thought, oh, we don't need these. There's no point. Really, I think I was just bitter because I had defended the old Marines as being just fine and not anatomically weird looking. And saying, you know, oh, true scale is kind of silly. There's no need for it. Okay, this head actually doesn't fit on him. So we are learning. But then I actually looked at Primaris a little bit, and they are just fantastic. Okay, what head does this guy get? Well, it doesn't really matter because I just have a bunch. I don't know if maybe there's a piece I didn't clip off. But in the past, the other heads have worked, and I know that's no excuse for the future. Let's try this guy. Oh, sorry. Oh, that works well enough. But yeah, now I'm horribly in love with Primaris Marines. They look amazing. That's pretty cool. I'm a little worried. Obviously, I'm a Space Wolf player. I don't know if I've mentioned that. I'm a little worried because I don't want the uniqueness of Space Wolves to vanish. I'm just going to move this down a little. Woo. There we go. Scoot the whole thing. Readjust. And I worry about that for every army. The Ultramarines, they don't have to worry. Everything is Ultramarines. But Blood Angels, Dark Angels, White Scars to a degree, I guess. Grey Knights. Any standalone Codex army has really unique elements that are filled by old Marines. For me, my biggest worry is that I will lose Thunderwolf Cavalry. I know they're basically a meme, but I love them. I love the idea of an 8-foot-tall super soldier riding a 12-foot-tall super wolf into battle against a 3-story-tall robot and just busting its knees out from under it. It's so cool. Or fighting against a horde of old man cranky robots. B27. I held it right side up, that might help.